in that second half on it? Not just defensively, but just energy and the whole thing.
There was nothing we changed schematically. I implored our team to talk more and play harder. And I thought we did that. There were stretches, don't get me wrong, there were stretches the first half where we played hard and they made shots and all that. But, we talk about this all the time. The NBA is it's very different than it was 5 years ago. It's much different than it was 10 years ago. The requirement to win a basketball game is enormous against anybody in this league. And it starts with playing hard and being connected and talking. And I thought we did a great job. It's small stuff. Jackson played 14 minutes, his best he's played since he got back from injury. And he was great with his talk. LeBron, AD, AR, those guys led tonight. All three of them were very vocal. We showed a really high level of resolve that we've had at times. We can point to games where we get down and teams are making shots, and I thought we created really good looks from the zone when they went to the zone in the second quarter. They didn't go down. We trusted the process, and we made shots in the second half, but it was really our defense that allowed us to get back into the game and ultimately win.
Jovic had that three in the corner, and then out of a timeout, I think LeBron scored 7 straight, had a couple passes to Rui backdoor. What did you see from him in that fourth quarter?
Yeah, just his comfort level closing a basketball game is obviously very high, and they ended up going man finally. After that first bucket against the zone, they finally got out of the zone and they went man, and got to his spots. One out of pick and roll, one out of that left post. But again, he scored and it was great, but we got stops, and we were able to take that from 108, 106, all the way up to whatever it ended up being, 9. So the defense was everything tonight.
The loss you guys had in Miami in December, Hero went for 30+. And
I didn't bring it up, Dave.
He got super hot in the third quarter of that game, and then it extended to the start of this game. Just him as a player. Can you speak on the challenge that he presents, and then what was lacking, and how were you able to turn that nozzle off in the second half?
Yeah. First of all, saw a recent press conference from Spo where he described him as a player, and he made a reference. He reminds me of a certain other player. I'm just saying, and we all, we recognize he was talking about Steph. And I told our team, and Bo told our team in the scout at the pregame meeting, you got to treat this guy like Steph Curry. That's how he's playing right now. Yeah, he's playing at such a high level. And the threes and the volume and the efficiency has just completely changed him as a player, and he's become just a real offensive weapon. And that first half, he hit 2 threes in transition. So, we didn't do a great job on one of them of getting matched up, and he's got 4-point line range and bangs one there. He made some shots in the second half. There was a step-back 3 from the left slot off a baseline out of bounds. He curled around and hit tough, too. He made contested shots in the second half. But, I think our physicality, there was a few plays where off ball we just got into him and denied him on a top block. And, just not having him then involved in the play helps our defense.
JJ, there was a sequence. You guys were already making your run at this point, but there was a sequence where.
And to be clear, because I know how this works, okay, Steph Curry to me is clearly one of the greatest players of all time. I'm not saying Tyler Hero is Steph Curry. What I'm saying is Tyler Hero plays a lot like a young Steph Curry. Okay.
Tyler Hero's not on your Mount Rushmore.
No.
Just to be clear.
Maybe one day. I don't know. He's a young player.
to go to one of your own players, there was a sequence where you talk about playing hard. 80 dove for the ball, led to that sequence where Rui drives, kicks to LeBron, 3 cuts to 1. How much, I guess, easier does it become for everyone else to play with that energy when it's your best player making that sort of play, those hustle plays?
Yeah, yeah, it was awesome.
So you said something to AD afterwards.
Yeah,
that
no, I
sequence too.
just told him it was a big time play. You know, what I told the team today, I'll share this with you guys because I'm pretty honest with you, and I've never shared anything with you that I haven't already shared with the team. So I don't use these opportunities to talk about my players unless I've already said something to them, good or bad. I challenged the team across the board today in our meeting about leadership. And leadership, people think about talking, obviously being vocal, talking in huddles, whatever it may be. That certainly is a form of leadership. But leadership takes many forms, and I think talk is a requirement of the job as a basketball player. Talk is a requirement of the job. But leadership can be playing hard defensively. Leadership can be taking a charge. Leadership can be taking care of the basketball. It's all about leadership and ownership for what you are supposed to do. That's your job. That's leadership to me. And that's a great example to me of leadership from AD, is being the first to the floor in a tight game. It's a momentum swinging play for us. So I wanted to give him some love when he did it. Don't always say some stuff to guys. I'm not always positive, I try to be, but not always.
JJ, obviously your team responded to I think the word you used was you implored them. I'm sure it was polite at halftime.
Measured.
But you just said you did it pregame today in meetings and stuff, and the first half went the way the first half went. I guess, is that just the thing that this team is just like, is that the drilling point for you with them, is like as often as possible stay together? I mean, that was what Max said to us at shoot around today, is like, if we're connected and
Connected, yeah.
Yeah, we're
connected.
good. We're connected, we're communicating, we're good. If we're not, we're not.
Connected. There's power with the group, and there's power in being connected. And there's a lot of things that go wrong in every single basketball game, and you have to stay connected. And I thought we did a fantastic job of that tonight. And our coaching staff, all of them, they did a great job. But it was our players tonight. Like, I got to give them credit. They stayed the course. They stayed connected. They showed resolve. It was them tonight.
JJ, you talked a lot throughout the season about the possession battle. Tonight, you guys take 17 more shots than them. You forced 20 turnovers. I think at one point in the second half, they had made like 2 more shots than they had turnovers. What did you see in terms of just the rotations, the playing and passing lanes, and just
Yeah.
the way you guys were able? They had a lot of like corner turnovers.
Yeah, I thought our activity level actually picked up at points in the second quarter. Really, it was easy to score for them in the first quarter. There were points in the second quarter where we showed them at halftime where it looked like our defense. Rui had a great shift to a close. He got a deflection, led to a fast break opportunity, and because we have a couple guys that can sort of get into the basketball, the forcing of turnovers for us is relying on group activity and rotations. And in the second half, we were great at that. On the other side of the basketball, we took care of it. We've had a number of high turnover games. Some of that, of course, I think was them playing predominantly zone after that first quarter. And like I said earlier, we continued to create good looks and good offense out of that. We were very patient. We executed well. Whether it was out of a timeout or it was just running our basic zone offense, which we have 2 options out of that. We just stayed with that, and we got good looks. And that, to me, a lot of that is where that discrepancy comes from. And, they didn't what they ended up shooting 50. They didn't miss a lot of shots. They turned the ball over, and because they didn't miss a lot, there weren't a lot of offensive rebound opportunities, but we were able to control the glass when they did.